Hello everyone, today we are taking the glue gun and acrylic pouring to the next level. We are using the same easy techniques and adding some exciting elements to create an incredible iris piece. This piece is actually available for sale now on my website, abcreativeofficial.com. Head over there to check out what's in store. I had so many requests for another glue gun with different color, so I've decided to do it today. We've done the greens, we've done the reds, time for purples, because so many of you wanted to see some purples. So the same canvas, 50 by 20 canvas, and I was thinking of the purple flowers that I haven't done in this style before, and I've decided to do an iris also because I've got some really pretty ones in my garden. An iris on a purple background. For those of you who are not into gardening, this is the iris, and I've got exactly the same color. It's a pretty flower and it actually smells really nice as well. I'm going to sketch it quickly. Iris templates online, you can find silhouettes, or you can just use your own photo and trace the flower. I didn't want to bore you with me just drawing the flower, so I've sketched the main one, and I'm thinking that I do want something growing up. This is going to be a stem with some buds. May even have a smaller one attached because they do grow like that. This stem is going to be attached. I'm imagining another flower like this. Let me do the other one quickly, and then we are going to transfer that onto my canvas. This is a 2B pencil. The higher B number, the softer and darker the pencil, so it's easy to use them if you are copying anything or if you want to transfer an image. I've just finished the second one, and why did I do them separately? Because I'm not sure how I want to position them. Also, some of you were asking me, why don't I draw straight away here? Because it's so much easier to remove something if you make mistakes. Also, I tend to move my designs till I'm happy with the position. If I'm not 100% sure, I would rather have it on a tracing paper, or this is actually baking paper, and then I see where I like it. Lower, higher, this one maybe lower, maybe higher. I'm ready to transfer this one, and I actually decided this is too long, so I'm going to shorten that part, and I'm just pressing down. I should use something else, not my nail. You can also tape the image. Lift it up. That's perfect. Now this one. And I'm going to do it the same way, just pressing down. Now all we need is some kind of a leaf or leaves. So one is going to be somewhere here. I think I'll improvise slightly. I want this one to be bent. It's going to look better if it's slightly bent. The glue gun is ready. I had quite a few questions regarding the glue gun. To be honest, I don't know what the make is. It's a really old one, and it's not too good. It's not really smooth, and it's not detailed enough, so I'm looking for a better one. Thank you for those who actually sent me some suggestions. I am going to check it out. I couldn't because I was away for quite some time, but I'm still going to fiddle with this one. Let me start maybe with the flowers because that's the biggest challenge, so I'll start with this one. To those of you who were wondering whether I get burned, to be honest, not really. It's not that I work with glue gun every day. I actually don't. Just have to be careful. Now, another question. Why do I do it before I pour? Can I do it on the pour? My main reason is that I do want all the glue bits to be covered with my pour. I don't want any parts to be transparent or translucent or white. So that's my main reason. I also think that the layer of paint will kind of unify them, and everything will be under a nice layer of acrylic paint. So that's my reason. But yes, you can do it on a painted background, of course. I just wanted to tell you that if you make something similar, I am looking forward to seeing pictures of your piece. I did see some beautiful roses in response to my paintings and screen lace. Very, very impressed. Oh, I've almost done this one, just the lines on the petals. I'm going to do the bud now. That should be super easy. And the last thing, I'm going to try those little lines, just some indication. I think that's good. It's better than I expected. So that's what I'm going to continue, and I'll come back to you once that's done. Well, it's time to do our poured background. So these are the colors I have. We've got pearl lilac, all Arteza's paint, ultramarine blue, cobalt blue, and rose. And I've been mixing these, like for example, this is rose with cobalt blue, just a little bit, so that created like a purplish blue. What's the color? Like a lilac-y color. No, this is the pearl lilac. That's even lighter. Now this one is predominantly blues with just a little bit of rose, and I do have another paint that I used, Violet by Cassart, but I sort of intermixed them. I actually added a bit of lilac here as well. These are the colors, and now you're going to see something you've never seen on this channel before. I am going to put some gloves on. Oh, I am not happy. Well, at least they're blue and they're falling off. How do you keep them on without falling off? Let's just do that. Well, that will do. The paints are super runny. I added quite a lot of water, and I checked that they are the same consistency. That's really, really important. Very, very watery. I am going to put my painting a bit higher because I'm going to use my crazy hairdryer. Right, I am ready to use it. That's it, my crazy nozzle. I don't recommend it because of health and safety reasons, of course, but it works for me because it gives me really thin airflow. I just can't find a perfect nozzle, that's the truth. Now we've got those colors. I actually have 5 now. I am going to use the darkest one in the middle. My lovely flowers will disappear in a sec. I want the center the darkest. Now we've got, what have we got? This one, which is a mid-tone. That's probably the predominant color. Hope you can see the difference. This one is a bit lighter. I might add this pinky one in between a bit. See how many shades we can create just from 3 colors. This is a perfect way to get rid of all the leftover paints. I am going to use it on the lowest setting. I'm going to use the lowest setting, of course. I don't want everything to be covered. Well, so far I like it. Let me just fix that little section. Not sure what happened here. Look at this. All the drips. I'm going to do the edges using them. Not wasting anything. This is all covered. Oh, taking these off. I'm not sure we're going to become friends for longer. Oh, at least I'm not dirty. So I'm leaving it till tomorrow. I'm sure it's going to be dry tomorrow, and we'll come back and embellish it. It's the next day, and as usual, when you use a hairdryer with pouring and your pouring mix is really thin, it gets dry super quickly. It was dry in less than 24 hours. That's the lilac, that's the shiny lilac. I'm very happy with these so far. So the next stage, I'm going to use Mars Black, and I'm going to create shadows like I did with the green one and the red one. And by the way, yes, I will be asking you which one is your favorite, because every time I make a new one in the series, I'm so curious. I'm going to use my mop brush which actually was my makeup brush, but no more, and dab a little bit of black paint. Also, what we'll need is baby wipes to wipe off the excess of paint. And of course, it depends on your preference, because you could cover a lot of the area in black and just uncover a little bit of purple. But I only want some shadows. I don't want the whole thing black, because I really like those lovely cloudy formations. I do like it. I'm not taking a lot on the brush, as you can see. I might put my gloves on. I successfully survived the pour. And of course I can use a smaller brush as well, doesn't have to be the big one. Keep dabbing and wiping till I'm happy. I'm also adding some shadows outside of the plant, but it's so easy when you have a 3D relief. It's just so easy to add the shadows, come naturally, to expect it to cast a shadow. If you're wondering why am I covering the whole thing, because it's much easier wiping it off than just adding black in certain sections. This is my favorite Arteza Gold. Beautiful color, highly pigmented. So yes, I took the gloves off because I can't imagine touching this with a glove with my fingers. And just make sure you don't put a lot, don't put a blob on your finger, just a little bit. If you are using your finger, because of course you can use a brush. But you know me by now, I just like that gentle touch. I try not to touch the background, but if I do, there's another baby wipe coming. So as I imagined, the purple and gold will look awesome together. I wanted to say that I really appreciate your suggestions. Thank you so much. I would like to create some new series, just something completely different. For those of you who don't know me, I do have a daily job. I'm an art teacher, so I actually use all kinds of media. But on this channel, well, I try to show techniques that are easily accessible for everyone and that will make everybody happy. If you would like me to show something else, something completely different, I'll be very happy to do it as well. I just don't know if majority of you would enjoy it. Just look at the difference. This is like shining light at those dark ones. So let me touch them quickly. I think that this design would look really nice in silver, especially on purple. Of course, it depends on your room decor. I've done one layer of gold, and there's something that I am not fully satisfied. Why, you may ask? Because I'm kind of losing the petals. What if I add a bit of pearl lilac first to the petals? I just want them to stand out more from the background and from the whole design. That's what I want. Well, again, if it doesn't work, I'll change it. Thank you very much for sticking with me and being patient. Just checking if I like lighter petals. I might actually, especially at the edges. And this is the same lilac I used in the background. It's part of the creative process. Adapting, changing. I feel like I might add a bit of purple to this lilac to make it slightly darker. Why am I doing these edges, not the inside? Because that's where they should be the lightest. The closer to the mid part, the darker they get. So these are the colors that I used for the background. And now I'll try to create something, a mid-tone between the darkest and the lightest. I thought the pearl lilac was one layer, wasn't too opaque. Well, now I'm just playing with colors. Can you see the difference? So now we've got this mid color here, and I am just retouching the edges with the super light lilac, the metallic paint. It covers so much better now. In a second I am going to add the darkest here as well to blend those two. And I think I really like them now. I do like those. Final touches with the darkest. And I want to darken this section because there should be a shadow between those two. And I think I'll be happy enough to leave it like this. I wonder what your opinion is. I hope you like it. I'm happy with the petals. What I have to do now is just touch those endings that were covered with purple with gold again. So that's what I'm doing. Just basically retouching the same areas. I think before I apply resin onto my petals, I want to varnish the piece. But because I'm using a spray varnish, I'm going to cover the petals just, well, a little bit with masking tapes because I don't want to spray these. As you can definitely see, this is not precision job. Just covered those areas very quickly, and I'm going to spray the piece outside. And I'm going to use Liquitex High Gloss. That's the one. There are 2 layers of varnish now. I signed the piece actually as well. And I thought, what about making it even more exciting? So how about pouring some resin into the petals just to make something different? You know how I love trying different options and testing what else we can do to make it more interesting. This is my resin that I use. That's my favorite resin, Mastercast by Elichem. This is the one I use for all my artwork. It says 1:1, that means 1 part of resin plus 1 part of hardener, and then you mix it really well. I need a really small amount this time, like a really small amount. So I put 10 milliliters of resin plus 10 milliliters of hardener, and I'm going to mix it really well for 3-4 minutes, combining the 2 elements really well. Oh, by the way, there's a link to all the products I use in the video's description if you're interested, because sometimes people ask, but there's always a link. If you check in the video's description, there's also a 15% off discount code for any Elichem's products. When you work with resin, please make sure you wear gloves and a respirator. My resin is not volatile, but I don't know what you're going to use, so I do recommend respirator as well. Now this area is very small, so I'm using a really tiny stick because the last thing I want is for my resin to drip on the background. So this is a bit of a precision work. I just want to fill those sections of the flower. It's a bit like jewelry making. It's so small. I'm hoping there are no gaps between my glue work. This resin is self-leveling, so it should fill all the gaps. I think it will give us a little bit of a stained glass effect. I think I didn't even need that much resin. Such a small amount. One finished. It's all full of bubbles. I'll show you from close. Can you see? They will pop. Once they pop, we'll see the colors really beautifully. So second one, because I wanted a little bit of a dome, I turned another light on so you can really see the bubbles, the air bubbles, can see them. Now this is a chef's torch, and I'm going to pop them. See how they disappear? And I'll wait a few more minutes, like 15 minutes perhaps, and then I'll do it again. Well, there we are. The resin adds so much to this already 3D piece. I'm so happy with how much the hand-painted petals added to the effect too. Don't forget that this piece is already for sale on my website now. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing so you don't miss my new creation every Saturday. Let me know in the comments which of my 3 pieces is your favorite. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye bye!